Good day, my dear grade 8s. Today we are done with the revision of the accounting equation. We will do some more when you get back to school. After the accounting equation, we did the documents. I'm not going to do revision on the documents because I know that you can all do a check and a check counter for it, and you can know how to complete a receipt. What I want us to go through again is the cash payments journal. So I'm just explaining the cash payments journal again, so in case you did not understand it when we did this during lockdown. So we need to go. We've done the accounting concepts. We've done the accounting equation. You do know how to do the documents. Our next step in the accounting cycle is the journals. So we now have to look at the journals, and journals are books where we record the transactions using the information that was on the source document. And the first journal we're going to do is the cash payments journal. This journal is used for all payments, as the name tells you. The cash payments journal is for all the payments that we made by issuing a check. The format of the journal, just in case you forgot, like any other book, a journal is another word for a book. Like any other book, the book must obviously have a name. So the name is always the cash payments journal. Then the name of the business. So if you do the cash payments journal of CD Plumbers, then you'll have CD Plumbers and for the specific month. Then you will see that we have an abbreviation for cash payments journal that is called a folio reference. CPJ for cash payments journal, and then the 1 is the page number in that specific book. All journals, because you get your information from a document, your first column will be document number, and we know that the information we're going to get is from a check, so our document will be C and a number, C1, C2, C3, check number 1, check number 2, check number 3. Day is the day in that month that the transaction took place. For the payee can only be the name of a person, the name of a business, or cash. So there must be a name, either of a person, I'm writing with the mouse, can you see, or cash. You cannot have something like stationery in the payee column. So it's a name or cash. In the bank column is the amount on the check, and then if you spend money on consumable goods, you'll write in consumable goods. If it's wages, and if there's anything else that you do not have analysis column for, you will write in the sundry accounts column. There's the explanation for the columns. Document number is the document which will be a check counterfoil. The day, the payee can only be a person, a business, or cash. Bank is the amount that you spend. That's the amount written on the check. Analysis columns will tell you on what you are really spending money often, and sundry accounts if there's no specific column for that payment. I'm going to show you an example just quickly, and then we're going to do an exercise from your textbook. So let's just quickly go through the example. We rent the business from Pretty Limited. That's the name of this business, is Boswell Traders. It was for May 2019, and the folio is CPJ. We paid with check number 1. There they tell you it's check number 1. In your document number column, you're going to write check number 1. The day is the 1st. How do I know it's the 1st? Because there they tell you it's the 1st of May. So in my column, the 1st. Payee is the name of a person or the name of a business or cash. They tell us here that this check was made out to Pretty Buildings Limited. So payee, Pretty Buildings Limited. The amount, they give us the amount, it's 3,500 Rand. So in the bank column, 3,500, which is the amount of the check. Now you have to see, why are we paying? We are paying them for rent. We do not have a rent column. So if you don't have a rent column, you need to write in sundry accounts. There's sundry accounts. The amount, and as soon as you write in the amount, you need to tell me what we are spending this money on, and we are spending this on rent expense. Received the following from Macro and paid by check. Goods for use during the rendering of services. So let's see. Obviously, it is now going to be check number 2 because check number 2 follows on check number 1. The date is the 4th. There's the 4th. So we're going to record this on the 4th. There's the 4th again. Who's getting this check? Macro is getting the check. So the payee is Macro. There's Macro. What's the amount of the check? 2571. There's the amount. So in your bank column, 2571. Why are we spending? Let me just write why here. We are buying goods for use during the rendering of services is consumable goods. Do you have a column for consumable goods? Yes, there is one. There's the column consumable goods because we know that goods for use during the rendering of services are called consumable goods. Do you understand why you need to know the accounting concepts? Otherwise, you will not understand where you have to write this. And in that column, the 2571. Next transaction, cashed a check to pay the wages on the 7th. So let's start again. The next check will be check number 3. Remember, the checks are in number sequence. It's on the 7th. How do I know it's the 7th? Because the transaction information tells you it's the 7th. That will also be the date on the check. Now, do they give you a name? Do they tell you a name of a person or the name of a business who's getting this check? If they don't, then the no name supplied, then your payee is cash. Can you see? Cash. What's the amount of the check that was supplied? 750. So in your bank column, 750. On what did you spend? Why did you spend the 750? You paid the wages. Do you have a wages column? Yes, you do. They tell you it's to pay the wages. We do have a wages column. So in the wages column, you will write the 750 rand.